I just need some space. 5 words on an ordinary Tuesday, and the floor tilts under you. 48 hours ago, this person could not stop touching your hair. Now they are looking at you like you're a stranger. You do what any reasonable person does. You start the audit. You rewind the weekend frame by frame, hunting for the exact second you ruined it. Was it the joke at dinner? A question about the future? You interrogate a perfectly good week like a crime scene, dusting every surface for the fingerprint of your own mistake. But you find nothing, because there was no crime. The coldness didn't arrive because of something you did wrong. It arrived because you got close. To make sense of this, you have to stop looking at the whiplash as evidence that you are flawed. You are dealing with a mechanism. When a specific type of personality perceives the nearness of being loved as a threat, their internal system executes a predictable routine to push you away. Seeing the gears turning in that machine is the only way out of the fog. Once you understand exactly what it was built to do, the endless cycle of self-blame finally stops making sense. For most people, love operates on a dimmer switch. It brightens, it dims, you get annoyed, you get distant. But the person on the other end stays one whole, complex person the entire time. This diagram illustrates a completely different mechanical response. For a fragile self, love does not have a dimmer. It has a toggle. Psychologists call this splitting. You are filed as flawless, or you are filed as worthless, and there is no folder in between. It is a defense mechanism built to protect a mind from a level of complexity it cannot hold. A 2021 psychological study mapped this defense and found that idealization and devaluation load together. They are the exact same splitting reflex. They flip back and forth like a coin. The trigger for that flip is proximity. When you were a little unattainable, a mystery they had to win, you were effortless to idealize. But the moment you became real, close, and safe, the shining file could no longer contain you. So the switch flips. The person who worshipped you on Saturday can barely look at you on Tuesday. Nothing about you changed. Your behavior didn't slip. The only thing that shifted was the emotional distance between you. To see why closeness triggers the switch, we have to look at the power dynamics. When you adored them from a small, respectful distance, they held the high ground. That altitude felt like safety to them. Intimacy is a great leveler. To be truly close to someone is to be seen by them, the flaws, the fear, the ordinary middle of being human. For a structure built entirely on altitude, being seen doesn't feel like being loved. It feels like being caught. This bar chart shows the results of a clinical stress test, proving this reaction is deeply physical. Researchers ran 47 people through a laboratory scenario and measured the stress hormone cortisol in their blood. The data showed that individuals with vulnerable narcissism experienced a massive cortisol spike during interpersonal exposure. Their bodies flooded with biological alarm while the others stayed flat. Under that flood of stress hormones, their immediate reaction is to cut the other person down. They aren't going cold to launch a calculated attack on you. They are yanking their hand back from a hot stove. It is a fast, involuntary withdrawal aimed at surviving the nearness. The sudden silence is a survival move. Going distant reopens the gap that closeness closed, setting them back up on the ledge where they can breathe. You are simply standing in the crossfire of their biological panic, which raises a difficult question. If being near you is so physically uncomfortable for them, why does the warmth ever come back? It comes back because of a conditioning trick called intermittent reinforcement. Behavioral science shows that a predictable reward is easy to walk away from, but a reward delivered on an unpredictable schedule, like a slot machine paying out right when you're about to quit, produces the most compulsive, stubborn behavior an animal can learn. This line graph maps the behavioral findings of a 1981 study on human bonding. Researchers found that alternating between extreme highs of affection and deep, flat valleys of coldness holds tighter than constant cruelty. The hot and the cold, braided together, weld the chain. And the cold valleys do real damage. Studies of social rejection show that being frozen out lights up the exact same alarm circuitry deep in your brain that flares when a bone breaks. Your nervous system processes their withdrawal as literal, measurable pain. So when you scramble to find your mistake and apologize, you aren't being weak. Your brain is lunging for the nearest exit from genuine pain. And the cruel perfection of this machine is that it trains you to chase that unpredictable warmth, rewarding your self-blame with a burst of sunshine. Now, it's fair to ask, doesn't everyone need space sometimes? Yes, healthy distance is necessary. But because this psychological machine disguises itself as a reasonable need for space, you have to know how to spot the difference. Look at how the space announces itself. Healthy distance tells you the truth. I'm overwhelmed, I need an evening to myself, I'll be back. The machine never explains. It goes silent, forcing you to guess and fill the quiet with your own imagined crimes. Look at the balance of power when the space ends. After a healthy break, you come back to level ground, two equals who missed each other. After the machine runs, you come back lower than you left, a little more anxious, a little more grateful, and a lot more careful. Finally, look at the timing of the return. A genuine partner comes back warm because they missed you, returning steadily. The machine operates on a timed schedule. It comes back at the exact moment your hope is about to expire, and not a day sooner. The next time the temperature drops right after a wonderful week, stop running the midnight audit. Don't ask what you did wrong. Ask what you just got close to. What vulnerability did you let them see in the days right before the cold came down? The honest answer is usually nothing. You just got near. Understanding this takes down the crime scene you've been kneeling in for months. There is no mystery to solve and no failure to atone for. There is only a person who cannot survive being loved up close, and a machine you are finally learning to walk away from.